Okay, guys. So then, how do you define your code? Your code is running where, right? It should be. Okay. So then, in the last class, we tested UIRP. So right. So in the UIRP equation, so we have two independent variables. The first one is the intercept term. The second one is cross-country interest rate differential. Right. So just interest rate difference between Korea and the U.S. Right. So then this was our finding, right? Here, particularly this one, right? So then this coefficient of the interest rate differential should be close to 1, but this is quite far away from from 1, right? So then we can't say that UIRP is supported by the data strongly, right? Okay, particularly here. So this is 95 credible intervals. So these credible intervals do not contain the 1, right? So then if the theory is correct, so then it should be 1, but and then 1 is not included in this credibility intervals. So then your IRP is rejected by the data, right? And then if you are interested in feeding data or forecasting, so then you might want to quantify the impact of Korean interest rate and US interest rate separately. So that means that we have these two interest rates as the separate individual independent variables, right? And then we're gonna do this right now. Let me save this script file with another name here. Okay, second one. So then first column of X is Korean interest rate. The second one is the US interest rate. So then just to avoid the confusion, let me define the first column as just KOR. And the second column is just US. So this is what? This is Korea interest rate. The second one is the US interest rate. Now X has 3 columns. One's KOR and the US, right? Okay. Let's keep these prior distributions, and then let me run it. Okay. So now we have 4 parameters, right? First one is of course intercept term. The second one is what? So this is the impact of the Korean interest rate on depreciation rates, right? The third one is the impact of US interest rate on exchange rate, right? So then theoretically it should be 1 and this one should be -1, but not sure these values are close to the theoretical values. To see this, we need to check the 95% credibility intervals, right? Here, 1 is included in this interval, right? However, the -1 is not included in the 95% credibility intervals of the beta 3, right? So then we can't say that UIRP is supported by data still, right? Okay, so then, right, that's good, that's good. And then if you believe that their impacts are symmetric, so then whatever this 1 minus 1 or 2 minus 2, then suppose you would like to test whether the impacts of Korea and the US interest rates are symmetric, then what do you have to compute, right? So then if your hypothesis is that the in terms of absolute beta 2 and beta 3 are the same, that means what? Okay, let me open a sketchbook here. Where is it? Here we go. All right. Okay. So then beta 2 here, and beta 3, right? So theoretically it should be 1, and this one should be -1, right? And if you would like to test whether the impacts of the Korea and the US interest rates are the symmetry, that means that both, and beta 2 is 2 and beta 3 is -2, or plus 0.5, and here -0.5, whatever, right? So if their impacts are symmetric, that means what? Beta 2 plus beta 3 should be what? Should be 0. So then I want to see the posterior distribution of beta 2 plus beta 3. Okay, how can you do this? It's very simple, right? Okay, let me show you here. Okay, in this storage we have the 4 columns, right? And then the second and third one are beta 2 and beta 3 respectively, right? So then our interest is beta 2 plus beta 3. Say beta 2, 3. So what? This is what? This is what? Here, colon, comma, 2 plus m h m, sorry, m, colon, comma, 3. All right. So then let's summarize the posterior moments, and just we need to copy and paste here. Okay, here. All right. So then this one, I'll say beta 2, 3, m. Okay, m. Okay. M. Here, beta 2, 3, m, beta 2, 3, m. And then here, this is the display of the table. Here. Okay, this. Okay. Testing. Symmetry of the impact of the Korea and US interest rate. All right. So then, okay, now let's run it. Okay, so then there must be an error here. This means the post M, post SE, and credibility intervals. What would be the problem? So here, okay, to see this, just let me report this value. This is scalar. This is what? This scalar. This is vector, column vector. Why this is column vector? Here. This is column vector. Now, so let me transpose here. transpose. Then it should be fine. Right, here we go. Right, so then this mean is 1, right? What do we expect from the hypothesis is what? 0, right? This looks quite different from 0, but it's not determined yet, right? To be determined, right? We have to check these credibility intervals, and these credibility intervals do not contain 0, right? So then the impacts are not symmetric, right? And then this one is right, that's true, yeah, right. So then yes, and please try this example.